That was a good one.
Right? What is up, guys? Welcome to the first episode of the Rantcast for 2021. Today we're going to be talking about the new Samsung Galaxy lineup. Last year we talked about the Galaxy S20, S20 Plus, and S20 Ultra, and that video was actually named Samsung, a hypocritical company. Now the hypocrisy continues with the S21 lineup. Brandon and I were talking before about just how dumb some of the decisions that they made are.
Yeah, Samsung is once again at its hypocrisy, doing things that it said it wouldn't, and somehow still doing it. But hey, that's just how Samsung has become these days. They have become a company of pure hypocrisy, and it's kind of sad. Sam's sad.
Sam's sad. Oh man, we're already off to a ballin' start here, huh?
It's amazing.
Alright, so switching over to the screen here, check this out. Ooh, okay, let's learn more about the Galaxy S21 5G. Now, my first complaint with this freaking phone is, why is 5G in the name of the phone? Dude, why do they do that? There's no need to put 5G in the name of these stupid Samsung phones. And I was worried Apple was going to do the same thing, but luckily they didn't. I was actually kind of surprised, but yeah, Galaxy S21 5G is the official name of this stupid looking phone. Look at that. Next up, the design. What is this? Why is it purple with like a gold overlay from the camera, and then like the edge is like this glossy brass crappy looking thing with the traffic light camera, which is looking really similar to that iPhone 10 that all the Samsung fanboys said looked terrible?
Oh man, I don't know. I don't think I see any resemblance. Man,
I don't either. It's, you know,
I don't know where you're seeing this.
Yeah, Samsung's cameras used to be in the middle. The iPhone cameras have always been kind of off to the side there. And I believe the Note 10 started the trend of, yeah, our cameras are over here now, so that's just another thing I wanted to point out. Alright, moving along. Everyday Epic. Here's a few of the highlights here. Super high resolution camera and 8K video. Now, we talked about the 8K video in the S20 episode. I've used it. I've used Samsung phones with it. I've seen it on the S20 Ultra and the Note 20 Ultra. It just doesn't do it for me. It looks bad. It was super shaky. It couldn't pull focus, and just the bitrate was very noticeably way too low. It just looked like a compressed mess of something trying to make believe that it was higher than 1080p, basically. That's the best way I can explain it.
So you would say that, and I kind of agree with this, high bitrate 4K video looks better than low bitrate 8K.
Well, yeah, dude, obviously, like, yeah. Let me paint a perspective for the people who kind of don't know what we're talking about here. So bitrate is a measurement of the amount of data per either kilobits per second or megabits per second. A good standard for H.264 4K at 24 or 30 frames a second would be 100 megabits a second. Now that divides out to 10 megabytes a second, so every second you're writing 10 megabytes to whatever your storage medium is. And the more data that's being written about the video, the crisper it looks. So if you take a video with, say, my Panasonic G85 and just play it, and then put it next to the same video, except you have now compressed that to 4K at, let's say, 15 megabits a second, you're still getting the full 3840 by 2160, but because there's less data in the video itself, it's gonna look super compressed, and it's just gonna be full of artifacts and just not look that pretty. And that's what I had noticed looking at 8K videos on Samsung phones. And even 4K ones on their older ones. It's gotten better, I'll give them that, but the 8K is just now the same issue, just bigger. We'll get into the rest of this list in just a little bit here. Design and display, made to turn heads. And then they show the purple and gold phone.
I know, that's the first thing they show, like right when you open it up on the website, and I'm just like, really? You're going to show the ugliest design that you've got? Maybe it's there to kind of lower your standards, and then you see the other ones, which actually I don't think look that bad. But that color combo, man, whoa, this doesn't strike me very well.
Yeah, just that purple and gold just shouldn't ever mix. Like, look at this. It looks bad. It looks really bad. Like, I usually don't like gold phones, right? But I would take this one over the stupid purple and gold one for sure. So, scroll down a little bit. S21 5G. We'll get more into the small one in just a little bit here. So it's got a 6.2 inch display. The S21 Plus has a 6.7 inch display. They both do have 120 hertz, which is great. Something I wish Apple put in the iPhone 12 lineup, but from what I know, they had supply chain issues, I think. But that could just be an excuse that they gave. But yeah, 120 hertz. Now, hold on, let me go ahead and learn more really quick. Okay, it doesn't say what I want to see right there. Okay, we'll get into that later on then. So down here it shows all the colors. Phantom Violet, that's a pretty dumb name, I think. Then we get into this Phantom Silver. I think that actually looks pretty clean. I kind of like that look. And then Phantom Black. I really like this one. I wish Apple would make a freaking iPhone just black instead of just the lower end ones. They need to replace graphite on the 12 Pro with this. That would make my life a lot better.
Yeah, that would look very, very slick. I love that.
Yeah.
This color here that they've got, you have to give it to Samsung. That looks really pretty.
It looks awesome.
Really sleek.
Another thing that would be pretty cool is to have a black phone like this with a red highlight. That could be pretty cool.
That's spicy there, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I love that.
See more colors. Let's see what we got here. Phantom Red looks okay, but why is the outline gold again there? And then Phantom Gold, which didn't we already see that? No, it was Phantom Violet. That's right. Anyway, yeah, so there's the Phantom color series. Total eye candy. Okay, here we go. We're getting into the display now. The display was actually downgraded from last year, if you can believe that. So it's got the new Gorilla Glass Victus. Pretty cool. Wait, does it really not say the resolution here?
I guess they're too embarrassed to put it on there. I
guess so, yeah. Okay, well, we're gonna have to do some digging for that in just a little bit here. Anyway, yeah, moving right along here. Pro grade video. Oh, did you see that? 8K. We already talked about that, so we're gonna just go ahead and skip over it. Everyday moments that outshine the cinema. No, they don't. Get out of here, Samsung. Single take. This is basically a knockoff of live photos from what I can tell right here. Single take is an AI... Wait, no, sorry. Single take AI is your own personal content creator. Okay, maybe it is a little bit different than Apple Live Photos, but still, it is a pretty cool feature. But it's kind of useless too. And we get down to their stabilization. They show the same comparison every year, and every time I look at it, it's just not as stable as an iPhone. And then we get down here. It's a resolution revelation. 10 megapixel selfie camera. Well, the iPhone has 12, so there's that. 12 megapixel ultra wide, 12 megapixel wide, and a 64 megapixel telephoto camera. Now,
oh my gosh.
Let's talk about that 64 megapixel telephoto camera. Now, Brandon can actually chime in on this as well because he knows the importance of pixel size and sensor size. Now, on the iPhones, if you've been paying attention to the aperture numbers on the telephoto cameras, the iris on the telephoto camera is always more closed on the telephoto camera, which is normal. You know, most lenses, when you zoom in, you lose a little bit of your aperture range there. But then you pair that with a small sensor with 64 million pixels packed onto it. What happens when you start getting into more pixels that are smaller is, sure, you get more pixels, which means more resolution in each picture, but then you lose all of your low light performance because the pixels are so small. Now, Brandon has a Sony a7S II. It's got a full frame sensor, but it's only 12 megapixels. on that huge sensor, there's only 12 million pixels on it. And that's actually okay because of the low light performance. If you put that side by side with the Canon 5D Mark IV, that A7S II will outperform any Canon full frame sensor in low light. That's just how it is, because...
Yeah, that's true.
Yep. Because the sensors are the same size, but the pixels on the Sony A7S II are way bigger, which means they allow more light in, and, you know, of course, ends up in a brighter image for you. So that's pretty cool. This, however, this 64 megapixel telephoto camera crap, you don't need it. It's useless.
Yeah, it's not really necessary, and, you know, like Sam said, putting that many pixels in such a small, eensy-beensy little sensor, I can't imagine the result's going to be all that great. I mean, maybe it's not going to be awful. I mean, these are phones from 2021 now, but still, it's just not going to be as amazing as you would think. It's just it's a big number that they throw out there for marketing purposes. Your average consumer is going to see that, like, oh, 64 megapixels, that must mean it's really good. In fact, before I really got into cameras, I used to think that higher megapixel count was what you wanted to go. And when I first heard about the Sony A7S II and its bad, well, what I thought was bad 12 megapixel camera, I was like, oh, this is sad. How am I going to take any good photos out of this thing? But the thing actually takes some pretty decent photos. It is built as a video camera first, but it takes some really nice photos still. So, you know, you might see lower megapixel values out there. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. You got to take a bunch of other factors into account before making your decision on what camera to get or what camera on a smartphone is really good. And this 64 megapixel thing here is kind of gimmicky to me. I just don't think it's something that would be really useful. I wouldn't really use something like that, but that's just me.
Yeah, and another thing that I want to add with that megapixel count is, it's what Brandon said is true to a certain point, but if you see a mirrorless camera come out with like a 4 megapixel sensor, go, like, in person, go to their HQ and deck the CEO a big one right in his face, alright? Because you can't even shoot 4K with that. You need at least 8 megapixels to do 4K video, so I would say the sweet spot is around 12 or 16 megapixels, to where you don't really need any more detail than that. However, here we have a 64 telephoto camera in the Galaxy S20... No, this is the S21. Yep, S21. And we'll come back to this in a little bit when we talk about the S21 Ultra. Here they're talking about more of this crap. The beauty is in the details. Which, sure, you can crop in a lot farther, but as soon as you try to take a picture in low light, you're just not going to see anything. It's just going to be black.
We got a lot of noise in there, too.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to get a muddy result. It's not going to be great.
And now we have portrait mode. Oh, I guess they don't call it portrait mode on the S21. We'll touch on this again when we get to the S21 Ultra. But yeah, these effects look a little familiar. Can you say iPhone?
Where did I get those? Where did they get those from?
I don't know, man.
There's just something about it. I mean,
I think it's a company that starts with an A and ends with an E. Something like that. I don't know, man.
I don't know. This might be original. They must have made this themselves.
I guess so, yeah.
100%.
You know, if you
just the innovation.
If you squint hard enough, the Samsung logo looks like the Apple logo, so it's close enough, you know. You know how that goes.
Sam sad.
So yeah, we've got AI analyzes faces and natural lighting, blah blah blah. I heard literally this exact thing when the iPhone 7 Plus came out. When they first announced portrait mode in 2016. And now it's 2021 and Samsung's like, oh, it's the best thing ever. What? It's freaking ridiculous, man. And then we get night mode. Check this out. Ready? Ooh.
Oh, man.
It still
looks terrible.
It does. So, to the untrained eye, people are going to be like, well, that's really impressive until you look close. Look at how soft just everything is over here. You lose a lot of detail, it looks like, with Samsung's night mode, which, sure, on the iPhone you do lose a little bit of detail. And I thought it was bad until I saw this, and I'm like, dang, dude, the iPhone's night mode isn't that bad now, especially if you shoot RAW, then you can just fix it later, but yeah, you lose quite a bit of detail here. Let's see if we can compare it. Actually, this looks really noisy too. Who knows? Who knows what they did?
Yeah. It's weird stuff.
And space zoom makes a reappearance. Look how grainy that is. Hold on, let's see if it plays again. Or is this a thing you can? No, you can't. They don't.
Oh, really?
They don't let you control it yourself. Well, you saw it. You saw how grainy it got when they zoomed that in.
That is not really usable for anything.
It's not.
At least from a production standpoint, that just does not look great at all.
Yeah. Now I have watched MKBHD's videos on the S21 and S21 Ultra. The stabilization looks really improved with space zoom, but you still just lose all your detail when you go past like 5 times zoom. So who knows, man. And then they've got selfie mode. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh, the 10 megapixel front-facing camera packs in tons of detail, while the fast autofocus captures stunners before you can blink. Now, that I will say this. The front camera on iPhones has never had autofocus. It's always just been set focus. I think the S8 was the first Samsung phone that introduced autofocus on the front camera. Regardless, it is a nice thing to have, so you can change your focus, but at the same time, I think I've used the front camera like twice on my iPhone 12 Pro Max, if that. So, doesn't make much difference to me. But it is nice that it has autofocus on the front camera. And then they show the same purple and gold phone again. I don't know why they're so proud of that.
I know, they have an obsession about it, and it kind of scares me that they think that that's the best looking phone out of their entire lineup that they've got.
Yeah, it's just, those two colors don't belong together.
No, they're just awful. They look almost like Easter colors, you know?
Yeah, it kind of does. If it was purple and blue, it would be the Easter phone. Like purple
Yeah.
and light blue, that would be the Easter phone.
Or like a light yellow or something. It just, that purple is way too light of a color, and the gold just bothers me.
So, performance. Can't stop, won't stop. Epic battery power. This is the boring stuff right here. Most people probably aren't going to care about this, but you'll notice here it says with up to a... Whoa, wait, is this not text? Okay, yeah, it is. With up to a 4800 milliamp hour battery. What they mean is only the S21 Plus has a 4800 milliamp hour battery. The normal S21 has a 4000 milliamp hour battery, if I remember right. And then the S21 Ultra has a 5000 milliamp hour battery. But because of the software performance on Android, it will probably still be outperformed in terms of performance, definitely, and probably battery as well, by this iPhone that came out in November, the 12 Pro Max. I would even be willing to say that my 11 Pro Max could outperform the new Galaxies, because that's just how it's been in the past. But you got super fast charging, wireless charging, and then wireless power share. Those are old features. And then you've got 8 gigs of RAM in a phone, and they brag about a 5nm processor, but Apple's already got that. But they don't got 8 gigabytes of RAM though, because they don't need it. Because I've said it before, and I'll say it again, software optimization is everything, and because Apple develops the hardware and the software for iPhones, it's really hard to beat the performance of an iPhone, especially like right when they come out.
That's true. They have total control. They know what their hardware is. They know how to. They can tailor their software to it. Yeah, so you really can't beat Apple's optimization. It's quite awesome.
And we're seeing a lot more of that in the Apple Silicon Macs that are starting to come out. Like that, I'm getting off topic for just 1 second. That baseline MacBook Air comes really close to outperforming the most expensive 16-inch Intel-based MacBook Pro, which, when you think about it, is really impressive, especially when you consider the fact that the MacBook Air doesn't have dedicated graphics and it doesn't have a fan. So there you go.
That's intense.
And now we're getting on to this page, which actually I'm gonna fix this really quick here. Data harvesting with Samsung, because Google owns Android and these phones run Android, you can expect pretty much absolutely no privacy from them, especially if you use Facebook. So we're just gonna leave that right there. Now we're getting into the storage. Okay, so this was pretty disappointing. The normal S21 and S21 Plus can only go up to 256 gigs of storage with no micro SD card slot. That was Samsung's biggest advantage for so long. I remember they took it out of the S6, and that was actually why I got the S5 instead of the 6. And then everyone hated it, so when the S7 came out, it was back. The SD card slot was back, and it was there until now with the S21 and S21 Plus and S21 Ultra. None of them have SD card slots. Let's see if they actually mention that here. It's the same pull-out window. And there's nothing about storage on it.
That is so sad.
Oh my gosh, dude. They just don't want to admit it. They're like, oh, yeah, we
They know it's a bad decision.
Yeah.
They know it's a bad decision. And they're just going with it, and that just annoys me. In fact, I don't know if I mentioned it in previous Rantcast, but I did have an S6, which was, when they decided to take out the micro SD card slots, and it was annoying. I mean, it was like, that was the one reason why I got that phone, or wanted to switch to Samsung, and then I realized, oh crap, it doesn't have any expandable storage. This is a really bad decision, and I've gone back to iPhone and giving my sister the S6, but the fact that they're trying to do this stuff again, it makes you wonder if they're going to stick with it. That's kind of the real question, but I kind of doubt it at this point. If they're going to do this a second time, they know they're doing something that's going to potentially annoy some customers, and I think they're just kind of trying to copy Apple's I guess business strategy with their phones, or maybe not necessarily the business strategy, but their technological. I don't really know how to say it in words exactly, but kind of how they make their phones, and in such a way. I don't know. Maybe there's a design reason why they're doing it this way, to maybe make them cheaper. I don't know.
And before all the Samsung sheep go down to comment, well, Apple doesn't have the SD slot either. Here's the difference, okay? iPhones have never had expandable storage, and Apple has basically confirmed that they never will. So that's a little bit different than having it and saying how great of a feature it was, and then being like, oh, no more, sorry, you gotta spend more money on the phone now. And another topic on storage, up to 256 gigs, didn't the S10, I'm pretty sure it was, have a terabyte option? What happened to that? How come we never saw that again? It was either the S10 or the S20. I can't remember. One of them had a 1 terabyte option, and we never saw it again.
If you're going to at least cap it at 256 gigabytes, at least put an expandable storage option, please.
Yep, that's what I'm saying, but it's Samsung, Oh, 5G, ooh, 5G, oh, it's so innovative. I don't care. No one cares about 5G, okay? It's not big enough to be useful yet, but there it is, yeah. Oh, the last thing we gotta talk about here, including USB Type-C data cable, ejection pin for the SIM card, quick start guide, and travel adapter sold separately. Huh? Now,
what?
Let's answer a question really quick. What is the travel adapter? Well, it's this. It's the wall brick, okay? The thing that Apple caught so much crap about for removing from their new iPhone boxes. And then even Samsung had a whole marketing campaign about, oh, your new Galaxy will never leave you stranded because we include a charger in the box. Well, now that's gone just 4 short months after that ad campaign, and there's the hypocrisy of Samsung. They did the same thing with the headphone jack, they did the same thing with expandable storage, and now they're doing it with the freaking wall brick to charge the phone.
It's almost like the marketing team and the executives at Samsung, like, don't even work in the same building or in the same company. It's like the marketing team has their own idea of what they want the phone to be, and so they make fun of Apple because obviously sometimes Apple does some dumb things. But then the executives are like, no, let's be exactly like Apple, but instead of copying the good things that they do, let's copy some of the more crappier things that they do. And then it ends up being the executive's decision and stuff, and then they make a phone that is a wannabe iPhone and just sucks at both. Sucks at both of being an Android phone and being a rip-off iPhone.
I think John Prosser from Front Page Tech actually said the same thing you just did. In one of his episodes, he mentioned that it seems like the marketing team and the design team never talk to each other at Samsung. And this is proof of that. They marketed for months about, oh, we got the charge brick in the box, and we got that, and then now they don't have it, just 4 months later. And the same thing happened with the headphone jack. They were like, oh yeah, we got the audio jack. And then when they removed it, they didn't ever include an adapter in the box. Apple doesn't either, sure, but they did until the XS came out, and that was 2018. The headphone jack went away from iPhones in 2016, so there you go, just more of Samsung's hypocrisy. They also, when Samsung takes things away, they don't mention it on stage. They just very briefly are like, yeah, so it's got all this great stuff, that there's no headphone jack anymore. Then we also got the new camera and this new screen, and it's they never talk about it. At least when Apple took away the headphone jack and the charge brick, they talked about it and they owned it. If Samsung did that, I'd be less mad, and I'd also be less mad if they didn't brag about something that they're just gonna do in 4 months anyway. So, there you go. What else do we have on the site? Accessories. Okay. Well, that's it. That's basically it. Here's some frequently asked questions. And the top one is, how many cameras do Galaxy S... Why? There it is again. How many cameras... This is reading from the website. How many cameras do Galaxy S21 5G and S21 Plus 5G have? Why don't you just say S21 and S21 Plus? That would make life so much easier, alright?
Yes.
But yeah, there you go. There's the S21 and S21 Plus. Oh no, sorry. There's the Galaxy S21 5G and S21 Plus 5G. Sorry, I had to get the name right in there, you know. Yeah. My thoughts, kind of sucks, wouldn't spend my money on it. Oh, we gotta talk about the design change too. So, they don't mention it on the screen, or not the screen, they don't mention it on the site, but the S21 and S21 Plus only have 1080p screens now. The S20 and S20 Plus had 1440p screens, so that's a step backwards there. Another thing that they didn't mention was that the back of the $800, mind you, $800 starting price on the normal S21 is plastic, okay? Plastic on a flagship phone should not happen in 2021. And you would think, because, you know, it went over so well when they did the same thing with the Note 20. Like, the Note 20 Ultra's glass, alright? That normal Note 20 that costs $1,000 is plastic. And, you know, because of how many people loved that, Samsung decided to take it over to the S21. And I think that's another terrible design choice on their end, for sure.
Oh, yeah. That's bad. That's just asking for it. You're spending that much money on a phone, you should expect it to be
like
glass.
Could you imagine the outrage if Apple released a $1,000 phone with a plastic back?
But yeah, remember the outrage when the 5C came out?
Hey, speaking of the 5C, I got one right here. Now, in everyone's defense, this was a crappy phone, okay? They should have just stuck with the 5. I don't know why they felt the need to replace it with this crappy, glossy plastic iPhone, and they had like a blue color, which is what I have right here, but everyone hated it. And then you know what Apple did? They never did it again. What did Samsung do when they received hate? They said, oh, they're just not used to it. Let's do it again. It's freaking dumb, dude.
It's awful. It's awful.
My point is, if Apple released a $1,000 phone, or even an $800 phone, even a $400 phone with a plastic back, you would be hearing about it for months. Oh, Apple's so cheap, they're such a greedy company, they gotta put a plastic back on their super expensive phone. And then when Samsung does it, it's like, oh, well, if you don't like the plastic, you can just buy the more expensive one. So when Samsung, it's okay for Samsung, but not Apple. It's so dumb. The same thing happened with the charge brick and the headphone jack, and what was there was another one I can't remember, but the expandable storage. You know, Apple doesn't have it, and that's not okay. Apple never had it, and that's not okay, but Samsung had it and then took it away. Too. Well, the notch is different. Samsung's notch is just a little dot with the camera, so I can understand that, but I don't know. Well, it was on the Fold. The Fold had a pretty big notch at the top corner. Hypocrisy, man. It's Samsung's hypocrisy.
It's sad.
Next up is the Galaxy S21 Ultra 5G. Again with 5G in the name of the phone. It's driving me crazy. Here it is. Oh man, that camera looks even worse than it did last year. That's... You know what? Let me say something really quick. This is an iPhone 11 Pro, okay? When this design was released, everyone and their mom complained about how terrible it looked. And now Samsung's doing this, and everyone thinks it just looks fine. I don't know, guys. Which would you rather have? Here, I'll put a 12 Pro Max in there for a comparison too. Tell me which one you'd rather have. Anyway, moving on, epic in every way. This is very similar to the layout that the S21 page had, which I want to say something about the design of this web page even. If you're going to have all the content in this black box, just make the whole website black. Make the whole background of the web page black. Why is it white pillar boxes with a black info box in the middle? Let's fix that issue really quick. Boom, there you go. Was that so hard, Samsung? Just do that next time. Anyway, let's continue. A striking new design. It's the same thing. What does it say here? A bold new Galaxy featuring a striking contour cut body. And this is more of that, taking that design language from Apple. Do you remember our episode where we talked about their $100 yarn watch bands and how stupid their marketing garbage about that was, with like the high quality nylon interwoven whatever it was, and then they called Velcro, like, I can't remember what they called Velcro, but they had like some super special name for Velcro. This is very similar to that. I had to zoom back out because the page was flashing for some reason, but yeah.
So basically, not only are they copying some of their phone design decisions, they're also copying their language. They're starting to copy their very weird manipulative marketing language. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, a contour cut body and why is the screen flashing, bro? This is... Samsung hears us talking. They're like, I'm not going to let you make that video, but you know what? We're going to do it anyway. And then we're just going to show this video to show that even Samsung's website isn't built very well. There it is. Latest lenses to capture all of life's epic moments. Ooh. Now scrolling down, we've got colors. Shades of Ultra. Look at that animation there. Now, upon looking at this website for the first time, I was just like, oh man, silver and black. It's like the old iPhone days. And then I clicked on this choose your color thing, and there's actually quite a few more. I'm not really too big a fan of any of them. I would probably go for the black one if I was to buy one of those, but tell me why not just put all 5 of them front and center on the website without having to click this choose your color button.
I know. Hey, but at least that weird purple color thing's gone.
That's true. Yeah, I am. Nice. I am glad to see no two-tone purple gold S20. Whatever this thing is, S21 Ultra 5G
Ultra Pro
plus
2,
minus
whatever.
max minimum. There you go. Whatever it is. Yeah. Oh, and this is also a new thing. You can use the S Pen with the Galaxy S, which is kind of funny because S Pen, Galaxy S, but you had to use the S Pen with the Galaxy Note and not the Galaxy S, so that was some more stupid design choice on Samsung's part, but Now you can do that, and you can use a stylus on your phone, because everyone wants a stylus. Yeah, then we get the display. Alright, 6.8 inch Infinity O display, 2 times... what? Dynamic AMOLED 2 times. What does that even mean? Dynamic AMOLED 2 times. Okay, whatever.
I don't know. Why is 2 times on there twice?
Yeah, I see that. Maybe it's because of the contrast, but then you're saying the same thing twice. But it does have that 120 Hz, which is nice. Now let's see if this Learn More button actually gives us info about the display. And no, it doesn't. It doesn't give us any resolution. Why? Why don't they hide the resolution of the screen? That's really freaking annoying. Oh, eye comfort shield. Oh, man. Oh, is this their knockoff of Night Shift? They call it eye comfort shield?
That's a weird way to saying it.
Awarded... what? Awarded the eye care certification. Our newest display adjusts harmful... harmful? Blue light's not harmful. It just makes it harder for you to go to bed. It's not like you look at a blue light and your eyes blow up, right? It's not like this isn't South Park, okay? This is real life. That is something that would happen on South Park, but this is the stupidest marketing crap I've ever seen in my life. The eye comfort shield. Here, I've got my eye comfort shield, and it's actually just this button on the side of my phone. You want to see what it does? There's my eye comfort shield. You turn the screen off, you don't make it warmer. That's so stupid. Oh my gosh, dude. Oh, anyway. Moving along. Corning Gorilla Glass Victus. We already talked about this with the other phone. We've got the stupid 8K marketing crap again, and you can actually see it here. Look how jagged those lines are. That's an artifact of that low bitrate. Let's see it. Yeah, okay. Look at that. And sure, it's not actually showing 8K, but you can just tell that it's doing that compression artifacting around this guy when he's moving. It's just the signature
there's
of...
definitely some...
yeah,
low bitrate stuff going on there.
And the Canon 90D and 70D and 80D, all those cameras do the same thing with a low bitrate. It just looks crunchy. Like, it's just the mark of... In old days on YouTube, it was like, oh yeah, this was filmed with a Canon DSLR. Now if I see something like this on Instagram, I'm like, oh yeah, that was from a Galaxy. It's just the mark of the beast right there. It goes far beyond cinema resolution. Now, this was another thing that was kind of annoying because last I checked, the majority of movie studios are shooting their videos, or not videos, their movies, on RED cameras that have 8K sensors that do much higher bitrate and RAW, which is probably at that point talking about like maybe 10 gigabits per second bitrate there. And Samsung's over here like, yeah, dude, our smartphone camera's better than cinema cameras, did. And I'm just like, no, it's not. They also don't do HDR as far as I can tell from the website, which is something this one can do on all 4 of the cameras, so it's not looking too good for Samsung here. Yep, there it is. Pull high res straight from 8K video, yep, because it's 33 megapixels is 8K. Cool, and here's, yeah, you can edit in the Photos app. S Pen compatibility again. Pretty cool. And here's the stabilization again. I still am gonna have to see this one in person to believe it. Now here's this.
Yeah, that almost looks too good.
Here's this too. Dynamically adjusts your frame rate so your video stays polished and super smooth in any light. What that means is if it gets too dark, it's gonna go from 60 frames a second down to 30 or maybe 24. And then you're gonna get like this inconsistent frame rate in your video and it's gonna look really crappy. Now, admittedly, iPhones do this too, but you can turn it off. And if I remember right, it's not even turned on by default. But they don't tell you if it's optional on Samsung. It's like, yeah, you can either do... or no, not even you can either do. It's you can have 60 unless it's too dark, and then we'll step it down to like 5 frames a second, but your lighting will be good, so it's okay. 5 frames a second, guys. Let's make it happen.
Let's do it.
Make every moment a masterpiece. Right, more of this marketing crap.
I think we should do the Rantcast next time with just 5 frames per second.
I think so too. I think that would look awesome. We're gonna
just to make a point.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna prove why. You know, I'll just do that throughout this episode. I'll just intermittently drop it down to like 5 frames a second for a few seconds. make it look like it got darker or something.
Yes,
not actually.
Yes.
And
I think
it is possible OBS is dropping frames because I've had that issue now with the updates, but who knows?
Yeah, 5 frames per second. That's a cinema masterpiece right there. Imagine you go watch a movie at 5 frames per second.
It's actually about what Brendan's webcam
beautiful.
looks like right now. Okay, no.
Yeah.
No, that's higher than 5. Maybe that's closer to like 15 or 20. Just, I don't know. It's
somewhere around there. It has its own weirdness too, so it's not exactly amazing.
That's dynamic frame rate adjustment actually, because it needs longer exposures to get more light into the sensor. So if Brandon moves his hand really fast back and forth, you can see that motion blur, and that's an artifact of dynamic frame rate adjustment. And that's why you don't want it on something you're actually going to want to use. But here we have no choice. Anyway, moving along. Now, I talked crap on the 10 megapixel front camera on the S21. The S21 Ultra has a 40 megapixel selfie camera. Now, first off, I gotta say, okay, there you go. Second, I gotta say, why?
Why do you need 40 megapixels? You have to be a very self-absorbed person to like want to constantly take selfies of yourself in that type of resolution. Like, why would you need that? And is it actually going to look better? You know, that's another thing too.
Probably until you get into low light again, like I said. Oh man, and then so there you go, 40 megapixel front camera, and then we scroll down and it gets even worse. What is that? 12 megapixel ultra wide camera. Yeah, let's make our ultra wide camera like a fourth of the megapixels that our friggin' selfie camera has. Sure, and then you go down, and then it's back, the 108 megapixel wide camera. Now, we're about to reveal the telephoto camera. Remember, the normal S21 and S21 Plus have 12 megapixel telephoto cameras. So why does the Ultra have 10 megapixel telephoto cameras? Why is
that is bizarre.
Every camera on this phone has a different resolution, and I hate that. It's so inconsistent. You've got 40 on the front, you've got a 12 megapixel ultra wide, and then you have a 108 megapixel normal camera, the wide angle, and then you have not just one but 2 10 megapixel telephoto cameras. I believe this one is a 3x, and then this is that periscope lens where the sensor's actually over here and it uses like mirrors and crap, but every camera is a different resolution. I don't get it. What's up?
On the normal S21, I thought the telephoto was 64 megapixels.
Oh shoot, yeah. No, that's right. It is. Okay. Sorry.
That's even more weird.
It is even more
strange.
Weird. So this is now like a sixth of the lower end Galaxy, okay? And then, yeah, it was the ultra wide and the normal camera were 12, right? I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I'll put
the wide and the ultra wide were 12 on the S21, and the ultra, it's that weirdness.
Yeah.
12,
108 and 10.
I don't know. It's confusing. It's really bizarre.
It's so
weird. It makes
weird.
no sense. Why can't it be consistent? I don't know.
Because it's Samsung, my guy. Here it is, 108 megapixel camera, the highest resolution on a smartphone. Ooh, we crammed 108 million pixels on a sensor that's as big as your pinky nail. Imagine that. Oh my gosh, and then we talk about the low light performance again. Which, apparently there is something that Samsung does where if it's like low light, it'll step it down to 12 megapixels and like merge the pixels together somehow. But why just put a 12 megapixel sensor in there and put bigger pixels in it? Or if you insist on 8K, fine, put a 33 megapixel camera in there. You can obviously put 108 in there, so you could definitely do 33. I don't understand it, man. It's freaking weird. And they do the same thing, like, oh yeah, you can crop in, ooh. Yep, take pics, the pros dream of... Are you serious? I didn't see this the first time I looked at the website. You see that? Take pics... Hold on.
Take pics the pros dream about.
I have to change this. That's annoying. Ters. There. Oh. Hold up. There. No. Was that hard? To just add a few letters to say pictures instead of pics? Now let's make that actually accurate. Boom. Read that. That's what it should say. Take some grainy photos that the pros will laugh at. Because any professional you talk to will have a mirrorless camera or a DSLR and will shoot RAW and then take it into Lightroom and color grade the crap out of it to make it the best picture of whatever the picture is of you've ever seen. With this, you're taking JPEGs. I'm pretty sure you can do RAWs, but I don't know about 108 megapixels. But regardless, even on the iPhone, I've noticed that the RAW capability is there and it's good, but it's not as good as doing it on an actual camera. So saying that the pros will dream about the pictures you take on this Galaxy is so dumb. It's stupid. And we lost Brandon, so that's great. So now in typical Rantcast fashion, we just lost Brandon for about 1 minute. He's back now, and he had something to say about the pros dreaming about photos that come from this Galaxy.
Yeah, I was going to say that the fact that that says that on the website, take pics the pros dream about, it just seems like a bit of a stretch to me. Because, I mean, imagine this. Take that very literally, because that's probably what they mean. You're a professional photographer, you're out on vacation somewhere, you're taking landscape photos and stuff, and these tourists are onto your right, and you got a very professional setup with a mirrorless camera or whatever. You probably spent thousands of dollars on your lenses, and you're taking these nice, beautiful pictures in RAW, and you see like this couple to your right, and then they got this S21 Ultra, taking pictures and stuff like that. Do you think that photographer is going to be really jealous?
Okay, I think he will, because there is no mirrorless camera that can do 108 megapixels, and that's all that matters in photography. That's it. That's all that matters.
Oh yeah, that's it. That's the only thing that matters.
Dude, if you have 108 megapixels, you don't even need a lens. You can just use the sensor without anything else and just take the best pictures that exist. This is what Samsung wants you to believe, guys. Don't fall for it. There's more to it than just the megapixel count. It's just a number past like 12 megapixels. It doesn't matter. It honestly doesn't matter. Now another thing that's back, 100 times space zoom, and look at the grain! Why would you advertise that? It's like, yeah, sure, you can see... Oh, is it not going to play it again? Hold on, let's see if we can make it play it again. Yeah, there it is. Sure, you can see the umbrella. Sure, it's cool. But it's so grainy, it's useless. I thought for sure this was going to be a one-off with the S20, with the S20 Ultra. I thought for sure that was going to be a one-off thing, like the adjustable iris. Yeah, that didn't last very long, did it? But no, here it is again. I will say at least they don't print 100 times space zoom on the back of the camera bump anymore. That was terrible. That was the dumbest thing about that S20 Ultra. Anyway, here it is. Portrait mode. I seem to remember another company talking about this in 2016. Huh. These presets look really familiar here. You get the idea. It's the same bit we did for the other freaking phone. They stole this from Apple. Even the name is exactly the same. Oh man, dude. Studio quality selfies from anywhere. Ooh. Okay, cool. And here's the low light again. I don't know why the website's having a stroke, but it's flashing. Anyway, here it is. No night mode? Night mode. Oh, scroll a little too far. But look at this. Look at all that lost detail here and here. It looks like we lost some good amount of detail in the bricks back here. It just doesn't look good. It also isn't really that much brighter than without night mode. Like, sure, you can see a difference, but it's like, let me tell you something. If you shot that scene with a mirrorless camera in RAW, you could take it into Lightroom and grade it to look a lot better than that. And then Samsung photographers will be dreaming about the photos you're taking with your professional mirrorless camera. Get ready for more marketing crap.
Oh man.
The bright night sensor is our biggest leap in low light photography, capturing bright, vivid colors in the dark of night. Shoot clear images with more speed and significantly less noise. Really? While also controlling the exposure time. You know what you can do all of these things on and more? A mirrorless camera shooting RAW. I'm just saying. And then we come down here.
Sad.
We call it Ultra for a reason. Because it's ultra expensive and ultra retarded. You heard it here first. 5nm processor, again, iPhone. The fastest chip ever in a Galaxy. Again, the A14 could probably blow it really far out of the water. 2 times faster AI, cool. 20% faster CPU, neat. 35% faster GPU, cool. Up to 16 gigabytes of RAM in your phone. Because you know it's bad when a company needs that much RAM in their phone to get it to run properly when Apple is doing it with 6 in the iPhone 12 Pro Max. And then there's a fine print down here. 16 gigs of RAM is available with 512 gig storage on Galaxy S21 Ultra 5G model. 12 gigabytes of RAM will be available in the 256 and 128 S21 Ultra. Some might make the argument that the extra RAM is to handle the greater storage. Now, this iPhone right here, I'm holding it. This is a 512 gigabyte iPhone, and it has 6 gigabytes of RAM, and I guarantee you that it will outperform this S21 Ultra. Oh, and it has 5G, but you wouldn't know that because 5G isn't in the name of the phone, as it shouldn't be. Anyway, yeah. Same security crap we talked about last time. And then we got 5,000... Oh, I was right. It is 5,000 milliamp hour battery. Neat. All-day power has outdone itself because the last 2 iPhones didn't have that already. Ooh. And then storage. Oh, they're doing the cloud thing. Okay, with up to 512 gigabytes of storage, you can store thousands of high-res pics and photos. Wait. You can store thousands of high-res pic and videos. Thousands of high-res pic, singular, and videos. Because that makes sense. And then...
I like how they're trying to be hip and they're just saying pics.
Yeah, that
pic.
drives me crazy. Just say picture.
I know, it's not that hard.
And
it's not out of style to call a picture a picture.
And what makes it even better is they then call videos. Like, why not call them vids? How come you're calling pictures pics? But
yeah, I don't understand
the love
that.
for the videos, guys? What a shame.
Hires pics and vids.
Pics and vids. And then they offer Microsoft OneDrive has you covered with automatic file syncing straight to the cloud. Unless your file is more than 15 gigabytes in size, then they don't accept it. That's what they don't tell you. Why is it Microsoft? Why wouldn't they just use Google Drive? Like, it was...
I know.
It's
Why
Android.
Why
it's Android. Why
would...
would...
I know. It should be...
Oh my gosh, guys.
Be integrated with Google ecosystem, not using Microsoft.
Or maybe like Samsung should have their own cloud.
Oh yeah, that's even better.
Yeah.
Why can't Samsung be... They're a big enough company. They could totally handle something like that.
And they've done enough things similarly to Apple that making like... They'd probably call it S-Cloud, right? Like iCloud, you'd have S-Cloud for Samsung. But no, they I guess they're just not intelligent enough to figure that out. And then what do we have under storage? 5G. Oh man. Oh look, and the stupid phone flies across like a plane. That's so dumb. Who cares about 5G? It's... Oh man. And then here it is. What's in the box? Same thing. Travel adapter sold separately in a phone that starts at $1,200. Because it's okay for Samsung to do it, but if Apple does it, that's just a no-go, and they need to be canceled.
It's terrible.
It's so dumb.
It's so annoying. It's just like the cherry on top, you know?
Yep.
They had to put... And I'm glad they put that asterisk there, because obviously if they didn't, someone would get mad about it, and maybe there's a legal reason with it too, but...
Well, yeah, you can't...
I mean, come on. It's assumption that this thing will have something that can, you know, charge the phone, you know?
Yep. But, my gosh, I don't know what else to say, but that's it for the S21... No, hold on, I gotta start that over. That's it for the Galaxy S21 5G, the Galaxy S21 Plus 5G, and the Galaxy S21 Ultra 5G. This has been our thoughts. Keep in mind, neither of us have actually played with the phone yet because this episode is being recorded about a month before it comes out. The phone's not even out yet, but this episode is being recorded about a month before it will go out on YouTube. But yeah, that's about all I've got to say about it. I'm going to go ahead and let Brandon finish up with any closing statements that he has about these new phones.
All right. Yay. Probably not going to buy it.
Come on, man. You know you want that purple and gold one. You know you want it.
You got me. You know, secretly, throughout this entire time, I've been like, I really want that purple and gold one. I really love the color. Purple's my favorite color. You know, right next to pink. It just pops out. It's a nice color, you know? And, yeah, the look of those cameras, too. I mean, I think I'm going to sell all of my camera equipment. I'm going to sell my telephoto lens. I don't need it anymore. I'm just going to buy one of these. I'm going to buy 2 of these, actually. You know, just put it in my pocket. Every photographer, every videographer is going to completely be in envy when they see me pull one of these suckers out, you know? They're going to be like, whoa, that guy's a movie maker. Whoa, that guy's a photographer. They're gonna be jealous. They're gonna be jealous as they can possibly be. So yeah, I'm gonna sell my Sony A7S, all my Canon stuff, all my lenses. I'll put a thing on my my YouTube channel about it where you could buy it. I'll probably put it on eBay soon. I'll sell it pretty cheap because I don't care about that crap anymore. So yeah, this will be my new siren recording equipment, probably for life actually. So yeah, fun stuff.
He's gonna sell his drones too, because what they didn't tell you on the website is that if you actually like squeeze the phone hard enough, propellers pop out the corners and it flies around like a drone. So
yeah, that's right.
Pretty cool. Even the drone photographers, guys, they're even jealous of this. Like that DJI Inspire ain't got nothing on the new Galaxy, dude. Ain't got nothing. Man. You just got to know where to squeeze it properly. But if you do it in like even like 1/10 of a millimeter off, you're gonna break the phone in half. So you just got to be careful. But yeah. There you go, guys. That's it for the first episode of the Rantcast in 2021. Sorry it was kind of weird. Both of us are pretty tired right now, but I don't have time anytime soon to film another one of these. So, well, at least not as of now. With my luck, that's going to change like tomorrow, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I could have recorded today, but we did it last night instead. But whatever, we're going to run with it. It fits the nature of the Rantcast with nothing ever working properly. As usual, come back next Wednesday for another episode of the Spyro 2 Season of Flame series. I believe the episode that will be after this video is the Shamrock Isle level, the Irish one. That's a pretty fun one, so if you want to see that, come back Wednesday. Or if it's already out, there's going to be a different one on Wednesday. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for the first episode of the Rantcast for 2021. Hope you enjoyed it. Alright, so I guess we'll go ahead and start as usual. Just introduce what's going on and what's good, what's Gucci, what's poppin', and then we'll get started. Alright, here we go. You ready? And ultra retarded.
That's actually pretty good.
Oh man, okay.
You should just like somehow make your own like Samsung parody website where you just take samdum.com and basically just make the exact same format and everything and just add your own stuff.
Just say we call it ultra for a reason because it's ultra expensive and ultra retarded. I'm gonna try to say that with a straight face this time.
Okay.
That's if you watched the video where I was talking about the new MacBook and I said that thing's been dropped quite a few times, I told you.